Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. We were just turning in for the night. You're ready to make the transition from Crystal Dream to regular dreams. I actually love that they managed to include an additional little gag or pun there after exploring the newest area. Oh, Glaxton, we're being haunted by those endless valves. If you repeat it enough times, it starts to sound like a real word. Glaxton, 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 Glaxton. Oh, it totally reflects what you've most recently done. The Glaxton Valve, Sandwich Museum, the trucks when we went back in time that were building the dam. So all these are like connecting up with that newest area. This represents your growing mistrust of your bed. I think me and the bed are pretty cool. We get each other. We support one another. That's mostly a one-way transaction. Museum of Skulls. So spooky. I think you can fight skeletons in Kingdom of Loathing. I forget if they were in West or not. But I think ones that have like lightning bolts on their face and stuff are totally part of that. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. It's the Museum of Skulls, obviously. Wait a minute. One of these skulls is yours, and it's missing its teeth. Give it the ones I'm carrying that fell out of my head the last dream I had. How can you tell it's your skull? I don't think I'd recognize my own if I were to see it on a shelf. You put your teeth back in your skull. It tries to thank you, but you have no tongue. You got an item, no tongue. Not sure what this is, but you're sure what it isn't. Does the cat have it? Do I maybe have to go follow up with the cat? Or is this going to be a weird rolling thing each dream I have, where I'm just swapping around body parts? You don't want to talk about this museum anymore. Hey, Crimbo lady, a strange conversation is taking place here. Noelle, I believe, participate. If that's actually her. The woman scowls at you. You better have some good news for me, Noelle. The good news is I'm dreaming. Let me give you the bad news first. No news is good news. Bad news is bad. Good news is bad news. Hog futures are up 10 points and surrendered to what is happening. I guess let me give you the bad news first. Everything is just peachy keen, Madam President. Good. The dam project is complete. Wait, what? That isn't what I said. This isn't me. Who am I? Everything's perfect, ma'am. The circuits are lit up just like a Crimbo tree. And what about the interloper? Am I the Grammy? Is Grammy the interloper? The what now? Uh-oh, she means me. I'll show you an interloper. I should have never come here. Anger. Anger's what I'm going for. Yes, I'm working on it. A little bird has told me his last name. Of the Valley. If you can believe it, our friend Morris is his uncle. The president's frown deepens. Any relative of Murray Morris is an enemy of ours. Find him and get him out of the picture. I assumed Noelle was evil, but it's fully taking place now. Fully rolling over. I'd be delighted, ma'am. Both Noelle and the president wink out of existence with an ominous-sounding pop. You are ready for this dream to be over. And how? Get me the heck out of here. Too crazy. Invisible wall, can't go any further. Back to the waking world. I really do enjoy the small little asides that take place in the dreams. They're just typically quite fun and interesting. But I do now need to go and collect all my effects and things from potions and from cat boons and all that. Also, it was pointed out to me in the comments, and I forgot to bring this up before. I was getting all panicky about weapon durability. Like, this thing's 13 out of 15, and this is 14.47, and, like, it's all just insane. Apparently, it's nonsense. It's literally just there to mess with you. It never matters. It never pays off. Your weapons never break. You never have to repair them. It is just a thing that's there to mess with you, which is so perfectly on brand for this game. It's pretty damn funny. Morning, Grammy. How are you feeling? Fine, I guess. I've been having weird dreams. Oh, like the one where you're driving a car, but you're in the backseat and can't reach any of the controls? I can't remember very clearly, but I think it was weirder than that. I really hate that one. I've had a really similar one before, but it's usually that the car can drive itself. It's not like, oh, it's some ghost driving. It's like a self-driving car. My brain just wants that to exist, I guess, and actually be a viable option. And it's usually like not a stressful thing. I'm like thrilled. I'm like, I can do whatever I want. I'll look at the scenery. I'll read a book. It doesn't matter. And the car will drive itself. I found the next cursed thing. It's a hardcover book about yay big, and it's somewhere on the campus of Seaside Institute of Technology. I had to think about that for a second and make sure that it was just SIT and not SHIT, like the South Harmon Institute of Technology from Accepted. It's in Porkham. You ready to go? I haven't even had any coffee yet. And is this a separate area from Crystal Dream Lake? We're already talking about the next entire area? Probably next chapter? I'm sure you'll be able to find coffee when you get there. They've probably invented some kind of high-powered science coffee or something. Alright. Do you have a map of the place? No, but it's a college campus. It can't be that hard to find your way around. College students do it all day. Oh, so maybe it's a part of the Crystal Dream map? The bus to Porkham leaves from the usual stop. No, it's totally a separate thing. I could jump ahead to that if I wanted to. I haven't even dealt with the next step, the compass or anything. I'm so far away from that. It's insane. I guess I'm taking that boon just because it's like here, and it's nice to pet the cat, and it's really cute how it rubs up on my hand like that. I got my own cat sleeping behind me here. She's probably off camera. Oh right, I forgot that I just get meat when I come here. Order a drink. I will take the beer for the max HP. Oh, I should ask him if how did he end up learning that other drink? Do I have to teach it to him, or I can't remember how or when he managed to add that to his like repertoire. No, I have no idea actually. Then don't recall at all. I'm gonna run up to Dirch's house. Hey, look at that, Tin Lizzie's. What's up? How you going? Thanks for the hardware. Real nice of y'all. But this is the boon that I want instead. Get Ishmael's instead for the added mysticality. And I will head back to Crystal Dream Lake. With all this stuff with SIT coming up, it's like not the first time. I may have mentioned this last time. One of the like lead developers on this game, I believe, attended MIT. So there's going to be a ton of stuff there that I'm just not going to understand. All these like inside jokes and things. The pet store could be interesting. You know what? We're not... Yeah, let's do random stuff like that. The distillery, I'm guessing, is going to be a bit bigger of a thing. It should probably get like a dedicated episode. Off the side of the dirt road, you see a little trail of mushrooms. You follow it for a while and find that it leads to a cave whose mouth has been choked by mushrooms. Those things are bad for you. Continue where I was going. We'll come back some other time. Greta's Compassionate Pet Store. Well, I'm so sick of these pet stores where they're just mean, just insulting the animals every day. Smart of Greta to sell compassionate pets instead of indifferent ones. Oh, the pets are what are compassionate. Leave Greta to her pets. Not just yet. Bees. It's one of these boxes full of bees. A bee box, you think it's called. I believe that's accurate, yes. That does seem like a nice pet. Could I just start bringing that into battle with me instead of Nurdle as just a box of bees? I feel like that would be very threatening. Of course there's a cat to pet here. Oh, you can't. I can't pet half as many of these cats as I think I'm going to be able to. I've met 4, and I think I've only been able to pet 2. A scrawny-looking cat is sleeping here. Meet your next best friend today. Oh, okay, but I don't even know if I've met my first best friend yet. I don't know if I'm ready to move on to a next one. Better leave this alone. Looks like there's a little mouse hold. Good fronds are hard to find. I don't know if I can interact with that. Well, let's just go for a chat. The radio is tuned to a wind chime station. And Greta, you presume? Hello there. Welcome to Greta's Compassionate Pet Store. I'm Greta. Hi, Greta. I'm Grammy. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Where are all the pets? Oh, they're out back. In cages? No, in the woods. I see. What's stopping them from leaving? Compassion. Okay, what pets do you have for sale? Well, I've got this snake available for adoption, and also got one giant mosquito left in stock. What do you feed these? Oh, you don't have to worry about regular food. They'll graze or scavenge for whatever. They're very resourceful. Well, that's certainly convenient. I'm guessing the snake, if these are companions, that the snake would poison people and the mosquito would return health to me, maybe, like damage in return. If you want to soup them up a bit, though, make them really beefy, I sell some specially formulated familiar chow. I don't want to turn them into soup. Feeding them soup, maybe, but I don't want to buy them just to soup them. I'm a little uncomfortable with the use of words like soup and beef in a pet store, but okay. Yeah, I'm getting a little spun around on that too. Tell me about the special chow. I've got 3 bags of familiar chow left. It's specifically formulated to beef up your buddies. Want to buy a bag? I will take one. Ah, all right. Coming right up. More like going right down your familiar's gullet. This is made out of the same stuff as regular human food, but man, do people get really judgmental about you if you eat it. Increase muscle mysticality and moxie by 3 and by 1 and max HP by 3. Thank you. I can buy more chow. Maybe I save it. Maybe I just buy it all. I've got 2 bags left. You know what? It seems like a useful thing, so I think I'm just going to buy it all. I doubt I can give it numerous times to a singular familiar, but like I can spread it around and maybe use different ones in different situations. Tell me about the snake. Oh, you can't go wrong with the world's most dangerous rope. This guy will totally fill your enemies up with poison. Maybe not for me. Tell me about the mosquito. Hey now, don't knock it. A mosquito is great to have on your side in a fight. Not only can they suck the blood out of stuff, but they can pump it into you to heal you. They both work exactly how I thought. Mathematically speaking, that's twice the power. Huh, a mere 150 adoption fee. I'll take it. Now you need to give it a name. Oh, I didn't consider that at all. Well, digging through my patrons, I figure that's a good place to start pulling names from. I should probably be doing that more often in different series I play. Feels like a nice way to give back. We have Darkness 3 Rick, and so this mosquito will be Dark Rick. Random selection, there you go, Dark Rick. Maybe you didn't want to be a mosquito. Too bad. So sad. Classic. Here you go. You might want to get a malaria shot, just in case. Decent spread of stats, bites enemies and heals you. Given the thing's size, you're glad it's friendly. No problem. You know what? I do plan to buy the snake as well. And I already lined up another one here from the patron list. Same thing. Mihaku will be getting a character familiar named after them. Thank you both very much for your continued support. It does mean a lot. Very, very low stats going on there. Very weak, very easy to kill. I guess I have all the pets I'll need for now. I must carry them around. I guess I knew that already because of Byron. I have spent so long leveling up Nerdle. Nerdle actually finally has like a decent amount of health and everything. You probably do deserve a little bit of chow for all your hard work. I could chow you up, fatten you up. Do you want to feed it? Yes. Greedily chows it down. Nice. Quick raising of all those stats. I'm gonna raise some of the stats of these other ones as well. Dark Rick, the snake, Mihaku. There you go. There you've all been given a little bit extra to work with. You're so weak, like so little health, that I think it's probably best to try and level up the snake while I'm dealing with slightly weaker overall enemies. That's the main thing I'm thinking right now. Do you know what? The crystal store, it probably sells crystals and things, but it might sell a new equipment that's a little better than what I currently have, so that could be worth it. Your meandering hike takes you near the lake, which may not have been reflected in the map display, but you'll just have to suspend your disbelief on that one. Molly picks up a flat stone and skims it expertly across the water. Nice one. Thanks. Hey, Buck. How big a rock do you think you can chuck? Raw muscle isn't exactly my forte, but I guess I'd do all right. You pick up a fist-sized rock and pitch it into the lake with a splash. A loud plonk follows close behind, and you turn to see Molly picking up a softball-sized rock with a grin. That's impressive. You may look like a girly girl, but my Tommy's got a kick like a mule. Gotta keep the rust off of these pistons, you know? Is Tommy your boyfriend? That sounds kinda... My girlfriend's name is Nancy. Tommy's short for my M1921 Thompson submachine gun. Oh, right, I knew that. She heaves another large rock into the lake, and you try your best to match her, but it's not much of a contest. Molly increases her muscle by 1. Tough gal. Hard to compete with. You want to make like a crystal and clear out. Yeah, I can close it or reach inside. See, this is what I was wondering, if I would have these options. I haven't reached inside one in Crystal Dream Lake, so I'm curious. I assume it'll be a new pool of items. You stick your hand in the hole, grab the first thing your fingers brush against, and yank it back, the Shadow Salad. It would be funny if it weren't so terrifying. Increase mysticality by 1 and damage by magical weapons by 5. I currently have 0 food-based effects. There they are. That's where that's at. I guess maybe it's not worth it until I've encountered a need to have something. But that's a lot. It's a lot of additional damage. I'll think about it. I'll keep it in the back of my mind. I'm also realizing something else that I should have done. View side quests. No. View notes is what I want. I should go to the Hobo camp, I believe, and go and get the warming benefit. The cold armor. That's absolutely what I was meaning. I think I should go deal with that. It's a little bit of a pain. It's a lot of running around. I'm going to have to interact with things that I don't necessarily care about on the way. I'll just shove past him and get some freebie experience. Simple as that. Move aside, y'all. There we got our warm hands. I kind of want to peek around and see if anyone has anything new to say or do. I'm talking to the Hobo King. Where are you from? Letters said you're working on some kind of secret plan. Have we talked about this before? I don't know. According to the Hobo Code, I am, of course, obliged to assist, but first let me test you. Convince me of your worthiness, and I will grant you a boon. Did I not deal with any of this? Sure. You waggle your fingers, you want to give me a boon. You believe it to be your best interest. You trying to hypnotize me? That won't work. My crown is made of tinfoil. Ah, darn. Good effort, though. I don't know how you got your eyes to go all swirly like that, but impressive. I'll grant you a boon anyways. King Johnny takes out a small notebook, writes a glyph on it, and hands you a page. What's this? That is the Hobo code symbol for boon. One of my favorite jokes. I wish I got to use it more often. But I still got the increased knowledge, so I'm totally okay with that. Where are you from? Hoboken. Yep. Makes sense. Working on a secret plan. Oh, Letters. Letters the person. I didn't get a letter that says this. Letters told me that. Oh, did he? He wouldn't say what it was, though. Certainly not. That information is mine alone to divulge. So, will you divulge? You have been somewhat helpful to us. I suppose I can admit to you that this encampment is but a stepping stone on the path to my true goal. I have my eyes set on a much loftier target. Oh, intriguing. What is that? I'm afraid I cannot say any more. Aww. Is that truly it? I don't get to know more at this time. Okay, Grammy, you get around a lot, right? In what sense exactly? You go lots of places. Oh, then yes. Do you think you might be in the vicinity of the Seaside Institute of Technology anytime soon? I have a small delivery I need you to make. How often do I need to be hitting up characters, and how do I know who's a main enough character to have recurring quests and things? This is just kind of dumb luck. Sure, I can do that. I've received word that a hobo out there has come into possession of a number of old dorm room beds, and we could certainly make use of them. Could you locate the man and give him this invitation? A royal summons. The Hobo King gave you this to deliver and bade you deliver it to Ovid Lobdell. That's a difficult name. If you see him, he's usually somewhere on campus. I will keep an eye out. I wonder if I had gone to campus first, if something would have come up that hinted at me, oh, you should be going back to the Hobo camp and interacting with things there to branch out to the next quest? I don't really know. Don't really know how I would know. Just off one side of the trail, you see two things at roughly the same time. The first thing is a whole flock of those horrible murder fairies dancing around merrily and laughing in shrill little voices. The second is the bloody carcass of a medium-sized bear that they're hopping up and down on, and occasionally chewing. Oh, here's a third thing. All the fairies stopped what they're doing and turning to look at you. One of them pulls out a revolver and giggles. Another flips open a straight razor and makes a noise that sounds a lot like a confused and dying bear. Oh my god. The fairies are messed up. They're so cool, but in like the most twisted, gross, freaky way. They're just kind of awesome. Some of the poison can start getting in the mix here. Not the strongest by any means. Is anyone planning to target my snake friend? Yes, a couple of them, and you will straight up murderize him. So I think I would like to be rid of you. Oh, did they heal? One of you's a healer, aren't they? Deal damage, shoot, heal everyone, and explode. 1 damage to everyone, though. That's not bad at all. But mostly I want to be rid of that. The healing is no good. They really don't do a lot of damage. Poor snake buddy. But mostly worked out. You won! They call you the Fairy Slayer. If that wouldn't be a weird thing to call someone. We've seen the knife and squirrel cheese. The fairies keep squirrels the way we used to keep cows. One can only hope that someday they will face a similar reckoning. Increases moxie. We gotta reckon the squirrels. The cows. It's a weird life, considering that I think there's very much still clearly dairy in this world. I guess we're eating sheep's dairy or something. Wow, this place is a real drag. Maybe there are crystals here, but they are so clear that you can't see them. Is that how we're gonna... Doesn't seem to be anything in stock, and bare shelves. The proprietress of this empty store has nothing to proprietor. Talk to her, the proprietor. Proprietor? I hardly know her. What do you sell her? What do you think? Crystals? You'd sure think so, wouldn't ya? Huh? You'd sure think a crystal store next to a crystal mine would sell crystals, wouldn't ya? I would, yes. Please, you're using too many italics. I can't focus. Let me tell you a little story about a young woman whose name is Me. That's a lame name. Your parents didn't love you very much. I love little stories. Please keep it brief. My parents wanted me to go straight into college, so that's what I did. But college girls, they're only thinking about one thing. Getting a degree so they can work in a mine. But not like regular girls, Guy. I'm not like regular girls. I want to sell the things that come out of a mine. Sure, gases and such. So I dropped out and moved across 13 states to be the best crystal mine in the country. But when I arrived, the mine was out of business. And now, so am I, before I ever got started. So what are you still doing here? I missed why you wanted to sell crystals specifically. And you want me to check out the mine. What are you still doing? Well, I ain't selling crystals, so it's plan B, which is... frowning. Oh, I missed why crystals? My name is Crystal. Yeah, Jardware has to sell hardware, Crystal. I'm sorry. I'm mystical things. You could sell crystals, mystical something. There's one option. That's about it, though. I feel like I can't even bother trying to drag this sentence out long enough while simultaneously trying to fish around for another word that rhymes. It's very hard to talk while thinking of non-existent words at the same time. Like, I'm trying to go like Bristol, Crystal. Oh, there's one. No, it's nothing. Dristle. You know. Yes, but it just means I got fewer nouns to keep in my head. Want me to check out the mine? Yeah, and break me off a couple crystals, you were thinking. Not asking you to clear out the whole mine, man, but with just a few crystals, I can afford to send my whole sorority down there. Well, I'll see what I could do. I like the idea of providing an opportunity that many could benefit from. That's much more encouraging to me. It is also just like literally right there. I don't know where to go where like I'm not going to start some entire huge new branching thing. The mine feels like it'll be a thing. The cave feels like it could be a thing. The distillery almost certainly will. This random hole in the ground feels maybe least likely. 3 figures approach you, their faces obscured by the shadows of trees. Wow. Excuse me, who are you? As they step into the light, you see that they have a human body, but their heads are hideous misshapen fungal growths. They glare at you with beady black eyes. Wow. Holy crap on toast! I could have tried to talk to them, and I didn't. Man mush magus, they're all maguses. They're preparing to cast a devastating spell. And they aren't targeting anyone specifically out of my group. They're still just preparing. Now, they'll deal 9 damage. Okay, so the faster that we can clear out these various things, the better. I was hoping that would be able to take out at least one of them there. I can take out several. It'll be fine. You're poisoned, so maybe I just let that play out. You'll take the poison damage now, still preparing. Yes, perfect. Hopefully those guys weren't a diplomatic envoy or anything like that. Maybe I should have tried to talk to them. Handful of mushroom spores with visible aroma lines wafting off them. Yes, I have seen those before. Wow! I feel like a Mario character. 101 experience. We just barely crossed over. And so I think that would be a perfect opportunity to revisit some books. The Parmesan Missile, I use that one a lot, and I kind of wonder if with that 2 extra damage, how often that would make the difference. I think quite a bit. Wow, the soldier who wrote these notes was a real masochist. If these techniques aren't against the Geneva Conventions, they certainly will be within a year or 2. It's been upgraded, and you discard the book in disgust. The horror. Okay, so they're exhausted, and they're removed at that point. There aren't as many spider eggs in here as there could be, but there are still too many. You swore long ago that you'd never deliberately walk into an impenetrable mass of spider webs. That does seem horrific. I don't want to do that either. This plaque says Beepo's Hole at the top, and then there's some fine print. I'll read that later. A wriggling mass of spider eggs. There's definitely a lot of spiders in this hole. And a wriggling cocoon is roughly person-sized, so it's either a person who's been cocooned by a spider and is slowly suffocating to death, or a person-sized mass of baby spiders. Or some other thing that they're trying to feast upon, like that is, human-shaped or size. I think first things first, I will read the plaque for Beppo's Hole. Beppo's Hole is named after Beppo P. Saracino, who purchased this plot of land in 1903 with the stated intention of creating a shark sanctuary. He managed to dig one decent-sized pit, but before he could fill it up with sharks, it filled up with spiders. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say that spiders filled it up with themselves, and their offspring, their teeming hordes of awful venomous offspring. It is the opinion of the Crystal Dream Lake Historical Society that Beppo's Hole should be avoided at all costs. In fact, we probably shouldn't have put this placard here, or included it on any of our maps. May those you leave behind forgive us. Fascinating. Well, perhaps you have a bit of insight. Hello there? Are you a person or a mind-breaking quantity of baby spiders? Is that the kind of noise that a whole lot of baby spiders would make? I will cut them free. You cut apart the cocoon, bracing yourself for true horror. Fortunately, it turns out to just be a guy in there. Phew. Thanks, friend. You had me worried there for a sec. They call me Doc. I came here to get some free gauze. Got a bit more than I bargained for. Hi, Doc. I'm Grammy. I assume your doctor hat thing is by that you're literally a doctor? In the sense that doctoring is my profession, yes. In the sense that I have a legal license for practicing it? No. You were looking for gauze? Yep, the webs from big spiders like this make really great surgical gauze. It's strong, self-adhesive, and even sterile if it's really fresh. Unfortunately, I kind of bit off more than I could chew. Well, you probably shouldn't have been trying to eat it, man. If I know one thing about spider webs from walking into forests and having them build their webs at head height, almost exclusively it seems, it's not something you really want to eat a mouthful of. You can chew it too? No, I mean metaphorically. One of the great big spiders that lives in Beppo's Hole caught sight of me. I don't recommend messing around with that hole, especially if you're flushed to the gills on medicinal alcohol. I see. Don't recommend even with alcohol? What's going on down there? Tell him about the Hobo camp. It's just outside Ocean City. They could probably use a doctor. Great, I could use some patience because I'm much too eager to get doctoring. That's a joke that works better out loud than in print. I'm much too eager to get doctoring. But no, it doesn't help. I'm reading it out loud or in print. I'm lost on that one. Patience, because he doesn't have patience. He's not willing to wait. He's too eager. Patience. Have I explained it thoroughly enough for it to become funny? Anyway, see you there. Okay, bye. I don't even know if he would add to the Hobo code, you know? I'll try to remember to check that out later, but for now, let's just kill some spiders. I'm guessing there'll probably be a couple rounds of combat, but it might literally just be this. Giant planning to do some poisoning. Just fire our way around. See that tiny bit of damage boosting that I've done for myself here. Oh, did I get this wrong again? That's not the Parmesan missile. Which one is? This one. Deals 5 damage. I keep doing this. The Queso Fustulento is the one that I want to raise. Damn it all. Whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter in this particular battle because I'm just going to kill everything anyways. Queso. I want the Queso upgrade. Keep that in mind, Grammy. What you thinking up there? Jeez. There are now slightly fewer spiders in Beppo's hole. A fang... If you think about it, a bite with a big enough teeth counts as a bunch of stabbings. Awful. I hate that. A venom sac. This is the organ where spiders keep their poison. The organ they use to play their hymns is kept in a spider cathedral. Glob of webs. Is it still web if it's not in a web shape? I suppose that's a question best left to the spider philosophers. Increases physical armor. Creepy forest fetish. A creepy little sculpture made of twigs held together with spider webs and throbbing with evil magic. Adds spell damage to a hat. It's like a Blair Witch sort of thing. Fewer spiders is better spiders. I have so much added to this hat so far. Whatever, let me add spell damage. This hat's going to be out of control. You press the fetish against your hat, and the spider webs act as an adhesive. Spooky. It even added a little star to it. Creepy, comfy, eldritch chef's hat. Really getting like a perfect hat at this point, aren't we? I don't think there was anything here that I needed to deal with or wanted to deal with. I'm going to leave all that alone. I had it in my mind that there was something else I should do after that battle. I'm guessing that this will be another one of those situations where... Wow, that sure got cleared out quickly. Where this whole thing will just kind of wrap up after a couple battles, and then maybe you can return another day if you need to grind out additional experience. I'll just do a handful of battles. And I temporarily remembered what it was I was checking up on here. Yes, books. For the Queso. 2 additional damage. That's the one I wanted to upgrade. Alright, should have checked that more closely. Now we're getting into the deadlier groupings of spiders. Ones that I should probably be like a little more worried about. Having him out is a terrible choice. I'm immediately made aware that should be traded off pretty well immediately. I guess I could make... I'm focusing on killing guys anyways here. Let's just skip your turn. You don't get to take part. That seems efficient. Again, do some turn skipping there, hopefully, when we get back to the top of the rotation. Nicely done, team. Maybe the snake will gain like an upgrade or a level up. Spider leg wand. Gross, I hate it. This is likely to start some arguments about whether or not various things technically count as wands. Deals 2 mysticality plus physical damage and causes poison. That's pretty strong, I think. A handful of pulsating, slimy, greenish-white orbs. Although I do so much damage, poison almost never matters. You refuse to believe that even a mother spider could have any affinity for these things. Makes you immune to poison until you eat something else. Well, I found a couple of them. I've currently eaten nothing, so it's as gross as it is to picture eating them. Maybe I use some of that lamb's milk I was talking about, eat it like a bowl of cereal. You swallowed them whole because you're afraid of what would happen if you chewed them. Ugh. Arac-scented, so it's like accented with arachnids. These spider eggs you ate are slowly leaking poison into your system, allowing you to build up an immunity. And I will get Dark Rick in there, I guess give him a chance to level up. You cleared out the spiders for now. There will probably be more spiders if you come back a different day. Well, I think one of the last things I'll be doing here in this episode is to hit up the Hobo camp, see if Doc is there, and deal with that quickly. Just like give him a quick how do you do. Hopefully he has somehow already managed to spend enough time here that he would have his own hobo knowledge to pass around. I figured I would just hit up a couple people, see if they have anything new to talk about. I assume most of them won't. I think most of these conversations are going to be pretty familiar. There he is. There you're at. It's Doc, the hobo you rescued from Beppo's hole. Oh, hello. Thanks for pointing me here. It's been great. Nice, yeah, I bet everyone's really glad to have a doctor around. Yep, although we've got a pretty robust lot here, so there hasn't been really anything interesting for me to do yet. But you know what they say? Every unremoved appendix is basically a ticking time bomb. He rubs his hands together in excited anticipation. Learn Hobo Code? Oh, sure, I can teach you the Hobo Code of all kinds of medical terms. He teaches you how to read his handwriting and then teaches you some Hobo Code. Ask about the first aid supplies? Sure, here you go. Use them in good health. No, wait. That would be wasteful. Wait until you're in bad health. The Rhino Bomb. It's a muscle rub made from the toe jam of endangered rhinoceri. Increases muscle. And activated charcoal briquette, which I believe I would have seen before. Thanks, Doc. I feel decently good about clearing some of that out. I had numerous more run-ins with like different dates, but I'm pretty convinced. Oh, thanks for the healing. And I have my regen, actually. That's notably better than Nerdle potentially, because you're getting the damage delta and the healing. So Dark Rick might become a mainstay. We'll see. I'm going to do my usual check-in on the news unit, news joint, but I don't think I would have found anything new at this point. Yeah, nothing there. So with that, I will set things aside. I don't know, I'll either go to the crystal mine or maybe the distillery next episode. Let me just kind of like move myself back over to that part of the game world, so next time I boot things up, hopefully I remember more or less where I was intending to venture off to next. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to pitch me on some episode titles. Again, I probably forgot to bring that up last episode, didn't I? And I hope to see you again soon.